Poll finds decline in support for marijuana banking bill, but 55% still want to see Congress pass it. Blah, blah, blah. Majority of Americans, 55%, say they want Congress to pass the legislation. This was a poll conducted last month by Morning Consult. The poll asked 2,211 U.S. adults their opinions on a range of banking matters, most of which centered on consumer issues such as overdraft fees and customer service. But one question plumbed public opinion on banking reform around state legal marijuana, which remains a top priority for Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Basically, of respondents, 28% said they strongly support such a move, while 27% said they somewhat support the change. Another 23% either strongly or somewhat oppose the change, while 23% said they didn't know or have an opinion. A separate poll conducted last year had that number at 65%. That's my story in a nutshell. Why this matters is exactly what I was just talking about. Regular Americans don't know or care about cannabis. Do you think these guys really, when this banking poll called them up and said, hey, what do you think about this? It was one question in a banking poll. It's not like it was focused around marijuana whatsoever. Even then, they were just like, all right, 55%. We need to do a lot more education of the general public and stop keeping our heads in the sand that this shit is all going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
This is Gretchen Pride, 9 News.
Gretchen, you are totally right.
What you're saying is
the industry.
You think that it probably won't get passed, right?
What? I never said I don't think banking's not going to pass. I said that these Americans don't care if it passes or not.
I think that's because no one gives a shit unless they're in the industry about banking. But they do give a fuck about cannabis, that's for sure. But they don't understand the nuances of the business that we're in, which we can't bank freaking our cash, and it's a big problem. And we can't get loans, and we can't do the same thing that other businesses can do in America. So, I mean, when you bring it to the attention of the American public, you have to connect it to the American public. If you said there would be no dispensaries or no cannabis, but yeah, that's you have to connect it. So they care.
They need to poll the industry. That's right, and see how that poll works out. Right, not just random, Go America. Because you're right, they don't know shit.
Not no polls going to the regular ceiling either. I'm talking about Atlanta. I'm talking about Miami, King of Diamonds polls, all the way up into the rafters. They're coming down full speed, splits on the ground.
Don't forget
those kind of polls are what I'm talking about.
Don't forget about 11.
And Todd, while I hear you while you say you need to poll the industry, but no one cares what the industry thinks. These bankers are polling people to understand where their priorities should be. That is what they're trying to find out of what they are going to push forward with legislation. And so we need to care about informing the public so they will tell bankers, yeah, we care about cannabis banking too. Oh, wait, that's going to put all these businesses really out of business if this keeps continuing on. Maybe I should care about where my medicine's coming from. And they then will start to care about the issue. We have to make people understand that this is an issue that hits them at home, that they talk about around the kitchen table, that it's going to mean the difference between life and death for a family member, that it's going to mean a better quality of life for that stressed out mom at the end of the night. They need to understand that these things apply to them, and the general public just does not.
I would think they would look at it from a financial matter. And banks make a lot of money banking businesses, right? So, this is, last year a $13 billion industry. Next year, a $15 billion industry. There's a lot of money floating hands, and the banks would think the banks want to get a piece of that, right? I mean, I've been running a business here for 9 years, and literally just got cash banking like 3 months ago. The first time in 9 years I haven't been paid in cash, right? That we're able to actually deposit our cash into an account. It's the first time in 9 years.
Is that through a state chartered bank, Todd?
Direct deposit.
Is that through a state chartered bank?
Through a state chartered bank. It is. Yeah.
Think of how much cocaine residue has touched your business's hands.
Oh, you know what? That's funny because they do have a study in regards to how much cocaine residue is on every single $100 bill.
Exactly.
It's like 80% of $100 bills have cocaine on them. That's
exactly. Yep. And on that, we're going to go to a commercial. We're going to be right back.